we are starting with the second passage of the comprehension. It is about acquiring the habits. So first, I'll read the passage, I'll explain it to you, and then we will find out the answers for the questions given based on the information given in the passage. It is very easy to acquire bad habits such as eating too many sweets or too much food or drinking too much fluid of any kind or smoking. The more we do a thing, the more we tend to like doing it. And if we do not continue to do it, we feel unhappy. This is called the force of habit, and the force of habit should be fought against. Now, this is the first paragraph in which it is said that it is very easy to acquire bad habits. Means one can easily acquire the bad habits. You can be easily habitual of doing those things which are actually not good for you or for your health. For example, eating too many sweets, eating too much food, or drinking or smoking. And once you acquire these habits, you feel happy when you do these things. And you feel unhappy when you do not repeat these things, because you have become habitual of these things. So whenever you do these things, you feel happy. When you will not do such things, you feel unhappy. And this process of acquiring the habit and being addicted of the such things is known as the force of habit. Very simple. For example, if some of the students are having the habit of chewing the nails, some of the students you must have seen noticed it in your classes also doing this thing every time. No matter how many times your parents ask you not to do that, no matter how many times your teachers will ask you, but since you have become habitual of that and you too know this thing, you yourself know this thing that this is not a good habit, but consciously or subconsciously you keep on doing this thing because of the force of habit. And force of habit should be fought against, but we should fight against this force of habit, the force that uh, pressurizes us, that forces us to repeat that action, that activity again and again. But that is not good. If it is a good habit, obviously you should do it, you should repeat it. But if it is not a good habit, then you need to fight against that force to remove that habit from your behavior. For example, it has been almost 7 months that you people are not coming to the school, and now you are habitual of getting to wake up late in the morning. Most of the students do not attend the morning assembly even when it is at 8:30. In the school it used to be at 7:30, and all of you were there in the school. You all of you attend the morning assembly. Now you are at your home, and the morning assembly is also at 8:30, but you people do not attend it because now you have become habitual of getting up late in the morning. And you do know yourself that this is not a good habit. Once the school will reopen, you have to come to the school on the same time, and then it will create a problem for you because you have become habitual of sleeping till late in the morning. But I know you do not fight against this habit. I hope from tomorrow onwards some of the students will do some improvement. Okay, so next paragraph. Things which may be very good when only done from time to time tend to become very harmful when done too often and too much. This applies even to things, such good things as work or rest. Some people form a habit of working too much and others of idling too much. The wise man always remember that this is true about himself and checks any bad habit. He says to himself, I am now becoming idle, or I like too many sweets, or I smoke too much, and then adds, I will get myself out of this bad habit at once. Now, if we talk about the bad habits, it's not necessary that whatever you are doing, it's a bad habit always. Whenever you are doing the things within the limit, from time to time, you do it sometimes. Okay, when you were coming to the school and you used to get you wake up late in the mornings only on Sundays, then it's okay. But if it has become a habit, or if you practice the same thing too much, which is not required, then it becomes a bad habit. Be it anything. For example, eating the food, it is very much necessary for us. But if someone is habitual of eating too much food, then it is not good. Eating sweets is good. Sugar is also required for our body. But eating too much sweets, it is bad. So, first of all, you should understand that whatever you are doing, any activity, any habit, how much you should do. You people must have heard in Hindi, "Ati ka bhala na bolna, ati ki bhali na choop, ati ka bhala na barasna, ati ki bhali na dhoop." Means when something is in too much excess, if there will be only sunlight, dhoop, then it is also not. When we used to feel very hot, then we used to pray the god, or we expect that okay, now it must be rainfall. Nowadays it is becoming very hot, and if there would be rainfall for 3 or 4 days continuously, then you will get bored of the rainfall. Oh my god, it is raining for the past 4 days continuously. We are not able to move out, or we are not able to do the things that we do in our routine. Now the rain must stop. So you expect such things from the nature as well. When in even in the nature things used to become in excess, you do not like it. So same thing should be happen with you. When you yourself should know that what are the bad habits of yours. So you should try to improve these things. And whenever you feel that you are getting addicted of any bad habit, you should tell yourself, now no, I'm doing this wrong. Nowadays I'm eating too much sweets. Nowadays I'm sleeping too much, and I must get rid of this habit of mine. If you really want to improve yourself, good people used to do this. So this was the second paragraph. Now the third paragraph. One of the most widely spread of bad habits is the use of tobacco. Tobacco is now smoked or chewed by men, women, and even by children almost all over the world. It was brought into Europe from America by Sir Walter Raleigh 4 centuries ago, and has thence spread everywhere. Thence means since then. I very much doubt whether there is any good in the habit, even when tobacco is not used to excess. And it is extremely difficult to get rid of habit when once it has been formed. So now here it is mentioning about one of the bad habits which is actually very much bad, is the use of tobacco. and it is telling that now tobacco is used in one form or the other, means in either the people smoke it or chew it, and it is used by all the men, the women, the children, and especially for the children it is very very harmful, and it is being used all over the world. And tobacco was brought into Europe from America by Sir Walter Regan 4 centuries ago, and from there it started spreading worldwide, everywhere. And here the writer is saying that I very much doubt whether there is any good in the habit. See, in the previous paragraph, we have discussed that when we do the things in excess, then it is bad. If we do it in limit, we do it time to time, then everything is necessary. But here the writer is saying that whenever someone is chewing tobacco even a little bit, then even I'm not finding any benefit from chewing the tobacco or by the use of tobacco. And people, it's not that people use it sometimes once or twice. Once you start taking the tobacco, you will be habitual of this thing. If you are then after some time, if you are not using it, you will not feel happy, you will feel restless, and then it would become extremely difficult for the one who has become habitual of chewing or smoking tobacco to get rid of this, because such substances make the people habitual of these things. Once you stop using these things, you will feel extremely restless, and nothing can give you the peace, nothing can make you calm until and unless you again take this tobacco. Yes, the meaning of thence is since then. Now, alcohol is taken, the next paragraph, in almost all cool and cold climates, and to a very much less extent in hot ones. Alcohol is not necessary in any way to anybody. Millions of people are beginning to do without it entirely. In India, it is not required by the people at all and should be avoided by them altogether. The regular use of alcohol, even in small quantities, tend to cause harm in many ways to various organs of the body. It affects the liver, it weakens the mental powers, and lessens the general energy of the body. Now here the writer is talking about the another bad habit, that is consuming alcohol. Here the writer is saying that the consumption of alcohol is at a higher rate in the region where there is cool, where we find the cold climate, and in less quantity in the hot regions also. But the author is saying that the requirement of the alcohol for our body is not required, means our body does not require the alcohol, and a number of people in the cold regions also surviving without the use of alcohol at all. They are able to survive. The people used to give excuses that it is so much cold and the use of alcohol will help you to survive in such climate. So a number of people are there who are surviving in such climate without the use of alcohol. And especially if we talk about India, in India it is not required by the people at all and should be avoided by all the people, because here we have a variety of season. We do not have the cold climate for such a longer time. We can survive without the alcohol. It is for those who claim or who give such excuses for the consumption of the alcohol. And the regular use of alcohol, even in small quantities, tend to harm. Even if someone is consuming this alcohol in small quantity but on a regular basis, then also it harms the organs of the body. How does it harms the organs of the body? It affects the liver of the person, it weakens the mental power, and lessens the general energy of the body. And you people must have realized, you people must have seen, if you can see a person who is on regular use of alcohol, liver is affected is one thing that is happening inside the body, but the mental power and the general energy, you can see that when anybody is under the influence of alcohol, his general energy lessens, or the mental powers does not work as strong as when he was not under the effect of the alcohol. So this was the paragraph. Now we will discuss the question answers that are given here based on this passage.